Yeah.
Somebody said they got diverted through services. I'm not sure if we did that.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
Some of those videos are ready.
Good morning, Steve.
Morning, how are you?
Good, thank you. A big win yesterday, you've had a night to kind of reflect on it now, Steve. How significant does that first away win feel?
Well, I guess the significance will be more apparent in the future. We needed the win. We obviously wanted the win for a number of reasons, including the away results that have been so far. We wanted to change that, and we talked quite openly about wanting to do that and not shying away from it. So that was a real sort of challenge for myself and the group, to attack the away games and try and get off the mark in terms of 3 points. So that was good. And then the way we went about it was obviously going to be quite a tight affair, we had to work hard for it in a number of ways, not just in terms of the quality that we showed in the first half, but also the resilience that we showed in the second half. Having looked at the game back, there was a lot of long balls and a lot of direct play, and if you don't respect that, then you can sometimes come unstuck, and I thought we did. So good win, important win, but that's all it is, and we quickly draw a line under it and move on, and that's what we're going to do.
You said to a lot of us before the game that you wanted to front up with the away performance and you wanted to address. Did you do anything different before this game in particular, or was it very much the same?
No, not really in terms of the preparation. Constantly talked about challenging ourselves about getting off the mark, so not ignoring it, but not in terms of, in the end, there's always context to any game, and you have to talk about that. But you have to stay consistent in your approach and how you want to prepare for games and how you want to plan for games, and try and always do it in the way that you think is right for your way of playing and working. So no, there wasn't any real difference. And I've said it before, and I say again, what we're doing at the moment is just really focusing on ourselves and what we can influence and what we can control. That's was good last night, and we got a good result, and but like I said, move on now and start again. A couple of cup games to look forward to, starting with Blackpool on the weekend, and that's just where our focus is now.
Looking ahead to Blackpool, how are the team after last night? Any new injury concerns? Or
well, it's still early. We're still assessing, and the players are a little bit later today. So obviously a couple of lads walked off yesterday with some fatigue, and to Taiwo, for example, we'll have to look at him and see how he is. But it's too soon really to see if there's anything worse than fatigue. It was a busy couple of days after Chelsea, and then last night with the travel and picking the same team, and but we made a lot of changes which I thought was good. And beneficial to how the team played. The lads that came on yesterday were excellent, and that ended up being as important as the guy who started, and that's where we want to be. The dressing room's really together at the moment, and so it should be, and that's what we need. And to see the guys really sticking together on and off the pitch yesterday was good. But in terms of player availability going forward for the cup, I'm not sure yet. Hopefully everyone's available, and if so, then we'll try and get the right plan to go to Blackpool with.
And you said after Chelsea the team's still developing, and you're working on that dressing room culture. Do you feel like you're getting there, especially picking the same team and getting a bit more consistency?
Well, I hope, and that's the intention for sure. And I like I've said before as well, I think it's time. Time gives you that, and I think you have to suffer some poor moments. You have to enjoy some good moments to really get to where you want to be. And again, looking back at last night, there was. The resilience shown in the group was something that you see in a group that's been together for 2, 3, 4 years, So to see that last night was reassuring for me that we are doing our very best to really become, a strong unit. So we're certainly trying, and like I said, we're not going to get too high, after a win. We're not going to get too low after a loss, which is sometimes not easy, but. We're taking everything as it comes. We're enjoying it. We're focused. We're motivated to do well, and that needs to be our intentions. Whatever comes in the future, you can see how tight things are. you've seen what the win did yesterday, and but that can work both ways, as we know. So, like I said, draw a line under last night, take out of it what we need to help us going forward, and do that, move forward.
Just final one from me, one on the window if you don't mind. I know you said you wanted to strengthen in all areas, but to do that, do you expect some departures imminently as well? And
it's possible, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think anything's imminent or close, but we're still fairly early on in the window. So, it's very possible the players could leave, or maybe not. I'm not too sure. And likewise with incoming. So, we're joined up in what we think would be helpful in terms of progressing the team and the squad. But at the same time, all I've got to focus on today is getting the work right with the boys who are here and getting ready for Blackpool and so on and so on. And if things change with personnel in the next few weeks, then we'll deal with that. And but every manager will be saying exactly the same. Thank you. How are you?
Just a quick one tonight to follow up on what's been said there. What aspects of the performance in particular really pleased you most through the win?
Lots really. I think it wasn't the most fluent game in the world and the most pure game, I'll be honest with you. And but I think because maybe a bit of tension at the start in terms of both teams wanting to do well in the game, it was, I thought, a game of transition in the first half particularly, and that needs good decision making and control. So I was pleased with that, and the way Southampton were set up a little bit, it wasn't really a game for loads of passes because they give us so much space to attack. Sometimes you've got to take their moments. If you look at the goal, for example, and the chance that when Brennan hit the bar. So I thought our decision making was good in terms of having an attacking impact in the game in the first half. And then the second half was, I still fancied us to score another goal. And we got in the most dangerous positions of the second half. But at the same time, when the long balls have come in and they got a lot of players up the pitch, you have to deal with that, and I thought we did. So there was lots of the performance that was good. There's also lots of things I'm looking at that we'll be looking at with the players and going, come on, we need to improve this. We've got to be very careful that just because we're in an away game that we think that that's what it is now. No, it's got to be the opposite. It's got to be absolute paranoia about improving and being obsessed with that. So, but at the same time, it was a lot of good things from the performance that we'll need going forward.
And those are good things from the performance and the result. I know, of course, it's not been long since the game last night. But what can that do for confidence going forward among the squad?
Well, results and good performances are always the best thing for confidence and momentum and consistency and all of them things that we talk about being influential to success. So, but to get that, you have to go and play well and win, and that's what we did last night. So, we'll look at it thoroughly. As I said, look at the stuff that was good, look at the stuff that we think we can do a bit better at. Stick together, stick to the plan. Really sort of push each other, but support each other at the same time. And that'll give us a good chance of progressing. But we've just got to have this complete mentality of wanting to improve and never sort of taking our foot off the gas, and that's my job to ensure that, and hopefully do it well enough so that the players can follow as well. But we've had 2 games now with some good returns from it, but for me it's about setting standards, and we're not quite where we want to be. In fact, we've got a lot of work to do. But once we show it, then at least we know what it looks like, and then you that's the minimum, obviously with the intention to improve.
It's Blackpool in the cup next one. What are you expecting from the trip up there?
Well, FA Cup, great, Saturday, 3:00 away from home. They're competing well in the Championship, and we know all about that and what it takes. And this time of year, with pitches and weather and all that sort of stuff, it's probably as classic FA Cup tie environment as you can get, and we look forward to that. That we've got to be proud. We're a sort of proud historic club in England, and we need to represent the FA Cup well for what it stands for. So So we go there with real positivity. We go there with a real intention to do well, and knowing there's going to be tough, and you know, as cup ties always are, and there'll be some things that you can't take for granted, and some things that will go against both of ours and Blackpool's plan. But that's just the FA Cup for you. But we look forward to it.
Just funny for me on a personal note, growing up, what were some of your most fond memories of watching the FA Cup?
Obviously, the actual finals, and they were always a great day. You know, it was a full day back then. Not that I'm that old, but it was different to what it is now. So yeah, the finals were always something that stick out, and yeah, just like I just sort of alluded to then, classic sort of FA Cup, going for it football and trying to, you know, to get the right result. So yeah, the normal sort of memories really. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Steve, do you think you'll have signed anyone before you get to play the Premier League? Possibly not. There's obviously time, so we'll see. I don't think we'll sign anybody before we play Blackpool, that's for sure. But I wouldn't say that that's not possible, because of the time, and obviously with it being a free weekend from the Premier League coming up, so we'll see. Have you identified clear targets, and have you made bids? Are you talking to any players at this stage yet?
Well, I'm not personally, because obviously, you know, we have a team here that look after that. But yeah, in terms of what we think it could take to improve us, we're clear on what that takes. I'm not going to tell you, so don't ask me, just in case things don't come off. Because if they don't, we carry on, and we work strong with the players who are giving everything at the moment, and we're enjoying working with them. And as I said before, like that's what I'll be doing, is just really working strong with the players. But if there are some changes, but going both ways, then we'll deal with them as they come and go, literally, and try and stay on the track that we're hoping to be on, and we'll take things as they come. Thanks.
Thanks, Jonathan. Okay, if that's the end of broadcast, if you could turn your cameras off, and we'll move to the written.